These are all the stocks which institutions have consistently increased it. SNAP, DocuSign, Hoop, Sail, NXGN. I don't know if you ever heard about all these names, right? YEXT, Alter, BSG, SQL, whatnot. So likewise, you pull the reports from there. The next one is very interesting one. So this is a combination of both counts increased and shares increased, consistently both. This is unconditioned. The earlier one you have seen is counts only. Second one you have seen shares only. The third one is counts and shares, which is an ultimate combination. Let's look at it. Whose stocks are those we are talking? So DocuSign. So here not only institutions count went up, but their shares also went up. If you look at it. I mean, what does it signify to us? What can you interpret from this report? I mean, institutions increased their count. That means institution size went up. This time, Q1 they have 7. The next one, they have 170 institutions. Next quarter, 211. And next quarter, 247. The next quarter, 331, 348, 391, 434. I mean, think about the simple, layman terms. Institutions are consistently going up. That means they believe in it. So do I believe it. And shares also increased it simultaneously. So this is where I conclude my confidence or my strong factor that yes, my investment in this stock cannot go wrong at any cost. I mean, again, we are proposing only long-term investing. We are not a day traders. Some people might be, into the day trading. They may not feel it feasible because you cannot predict the value of a stock by a daily basis. Nobody on earth can do it. Even the man who solved the market, mathematician, even Ramson cannot say what will be the price tomorrow. If you believe it, you have to think twice. Whatever the analysis you may have it. Nobody on earth can predict it because the stock's growth, I call it as an infant's growth. All we know is our baby will grow, but nobody on earth can say on which day our baby will grow to 1 feet or whatever the size. Right? I mean, that's my analogy. So all you have to believe is, yes, I found this stock is good because of X number of institutions increased or shares increased. So I will invest and I'll keep quiet. You cannot measure today how much, tomorrow how much, day after tomorrow. I mean, that's not how a long-term investment strategy could be or would be. We are against to day trading, very truthfully. I mean, if somebody does it, of course, we have no way to control them, but we will say, the probability of, identifying a stock price on a daily basis is very difficult, practically. I mean, if somebody is successful, that's okay. I can't speak anything about them, but in general, we propose the long term because stocks will do good in the long term. Okay. Anyway, that's a different topic. So this report, we are talking about the both institutions count going up as well as shares going up. From the last 7 or 8 quarters, we have 8 quarters consistently. It's always Q4 greater than Q3, greater than Q2, greater than Q1, and Q1 is greater than Q4 2018 and greater than Q3, Q2, Q1. So that's where we have this report. The next one is, as I said, somebody will say, well, who cares if the institutions consistently increase all 8 quarters? I only care about just last 2 quarters. So this is a report which only looks just the last 2 quarters increasing the counts. So obviously whatever you have on this is a subset population. So the main population will come here plus new stocks will come in the last 2 quarters report. If you recollect your mathematics, you have unions and, joints and all the stuff, right? So similar concept. So if you look at last 2 quarters counts, then you'll have a lot of reports, obviously, right? Because here you're only looking last 2 quarters, period. The remaining institutions count, you may not find it. They are not consistently growing. Okay, here you will only look last 2 quarters going up. But they will definitely be, Q4 will be higher than Q3. But Q3 may not be higher than Q2 because our criteria is only Q3, Q4 greater than Q2. Okay, that's how this report is. I mean, as I said, we are providing a different menu options in your restaurant. You pick whatever the best one you think of. So here you can see, whatever, finance sector. whatever your stocks you might be interested in. Right? Somebody, it's just like that, right? Somebody doesn't care, last 7 quarters, I'm not worried. Just tell me the last 2 quarters who increased their accounts, then I'm okay with it. That's where you get all these stock symbols. Okay? And the next one is same thing, last 2 quarters by shares. Okay, actually this one was, we have seen both. Okay, this one is count and this one is shares. And this one is a combination of both counts and shares, as you see it, counts and shares. And this one is counts and this one is shares. Let's look at the shares one. Who increased their shares from the last just 2 quarters, from here to here, from here to here. So in public utilities, so who increased their shares? So from here, it's 4 billion actually, 4 billion shares to 4.5 and 355 million to 377 million. Dominion Energy, you name it. You will see all kinds of statistics here, which you may not have seen before. So you select by sector. Let's see the information technology, right? So here we have Google, FISV, whatnot, Cognizant Technology. So they increased from 511 million to 680 million shares in Cognizant. AMD, SQ, Square, Twitter, URI, you name it, whatever the, Splunk, you may have heard about the Splunk, right? From 262 million to they increased to 328 million average. Okay, so that's how it will be. And then counts, I think we have seen this before, but again, so who are all the institutions which increased from Q3 to Q4? And this one will be the
Sai, I have one doubt, Sai.
Yes, please go ahead.
Is it possible to pull the reports only the last 2 quarters got increased, not 3 or 4 quarters?
That's what the report is, my friend. What we are talking is last 2 quarters.
But this will gives last 4 quarter increase as well, right?
No, we are showing it, but we are only showing for the purpose of it. But we are only taking into consideration only these 2 guys. But we are showing just to get you an idea of what it was Q2, Q3, Q1. But in reality, we are only comparing these 2 guys. You look at it.
Okay, is there a way to filter out? Because my intention is, if last 2, see now we are always continuously 4 quarters got increased, right? There might be a possibility of a 5th quarter increase or a drop. If there is a 2 quarters got increase, then there is a high percentage of chance in the 3rd quarter also there might be increasing.
Right, that's right. So right. So I'm sorry, I'm not okay. What's your question here? We are talking only last 2 quarters, right? From Q3
but
to
you represented here everything last 4 quarters. But
okay, all you can do is, my friend, you go here and then just disable which you don't want it. Very simple. Okay, so you have only this. You can disable here from column visibility. But I'm showing it because
no, I'm not talking about disability, Sai. My question is, hello.
Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead, please.
My question is, I want only the stocks which got increased in the last 2 quarters, not Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. I want only the stocks which got increased in Q3 and Q4.
Yeah, that's what this report is. So from Q3 to Q4, it increased. See, here is 2,750 institutions. Now it is 2798.
Okay.
It's 2749. It's 2835.
But take Amazon, in Q1 and Q2 also it got increased. I don't want that to report over here.
Okay, you are talking only just 2 quarters. So that means you will have to exclusively. So you don't want to bring the all quarters included one.
I don't want a share which got increased in all the quarters. I want a share which got increased in last 2 quarters only.
It's a subset population, my friend. If you have all institutions increased, which already met Q4 greater than Q3, now you're only asking Q4 greater than Q3, then you will get that population as well. Think about that, right?
Okay. I mean, I can do some manipulations in after exporting to Excel. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So, any other questions on this one?
Sai Yeruva, one question,
Yeah.
if you allow me. Yeah. Really appreciate Sai Yeruva. This is very, very, very informative thing. So only just like I've been following this for few weeks actually. So the question is like when we see the report, like yesterday, today, or tomorrow, is it going to be the same, or how do we consolidate? How do we get the latest and greatest information here?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So the reports, except the Rishi reports, the remaining reports are pretty much the same, except that the price change and YTD 1 year and 5 years will be changing it. So in other words, if you look at here, right, if you go back to the dashboard, right, daily reports. So if you go here, so here you have 12 reports, latest SEC stocks and $100, okay. So here, this is the only one which will be changing it because this comes daily from the SEC. This is definitely brand new, okay? Because it's by the date. Whatever the institutions reported, we will be showing it here. But any of the other ones, you are only pulling their price information as of yesterday and then calculate their YTD and 1 year and 5 year percentages. That's where you will get your, the reports will be changing based off of that factor. The institution's count won't change.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that
the
clear?
YTD?
Yeah, YTD will change because YTD you calculate taking the year beginning price versus yesterday's price. Then you decide how much growth was it from year beginning to till date. That's called YTD, right? Year to date.
Yeah, I mean, like when you share the report in your Telegram. So I know that I saw the report 2 weeks back, and I know that like, a lot of institutions are purchased, and whatever the thing they're very good, and I got confident. I bought it 2 weeks back. So now again I ask the report today. Then do I see the same information, like the updated information, if any institutions?
Information. Two things you might see differently. The two things are, one, YTD and 1 year, 5 year percentage might change because 2 weeks ago the price of that stock could be different and now different, right? The price, I mean to say, right? Based on that, we calculate YTD and 1 year and 5 year percentages. So that's one change. Second one is between 2 weeks ago when you took the report versus now, there may be some institutions which have newly bought, might have been reported in SEC Rishi, might be added in your new report.
But that was consolidated for quarterly, right? So
no, quarterly won't change, my friend. Quarterly will always remain the same. Let's say you took a report a week ago, right? Let's say last Monday, you took a report of Tesla example. Let's take a Tesla example, right? Now, today you asked a report, or tomorrow you are asking a report of Tesla. So, between last week and now, let's say 2 institutions newly bought, which reported to SEC yesterday and today. Those 2 transactions will be reflected in your latest report.
Okay. So maybe that information,
along with what you already have in the last week report.
Exactly, that's what I need. But probably when I was looking at it, I was just focused on you're only showing the quarterly wise. But yeah.
Yeah, quarterly wise won't change until the next quarter comes. Your quarterly data will not change. The institution's count is not going to change, obviously. Whatever you have in Q4 count, let's say 885 in Tesla, as we have seen earlier, will remain the same until whatever the next quarter comes. The next quarter will be Jan, Feb, March, April, May 14th. Right? May 14th, we will embrace Q1 2020. So until then, your Q4 counts, quarterly counts won't change.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
Hey,
Any other questions before we go?
I have one question. So I think most of the reports are indicating the institutions and the funds, where the count is increasing, like where more people are, more institutions are buying those companies. What about, are there reports where they are reducing? They're selling off, because see, this is all about entering the stock, but
Right.
how do
As
we know, like, when do we exit the stock, right? Your reports.
Yeah. As we talked in our activities diagram, as you see, we talked about 5 activities. Remember?
Yes.
Increased, newly bought, unchanged, reduced, and sold. Remember?
Right. Yes.
You got good point. We are getting there. There's a lot of things to explain. But anyway, since you asked, we'll dive into that part. Okay. Here, all institutions. Here we have other reports. Okay. Here, where you get what you're talking about. What are the institutions which reduced their shares? Right. So here we have shares reduced. So who are all reduced consistently? Okay. So this is the report you will be looking at it, and then unchanged. Okay. Who are the institutions which unchanged their stocks? Their reports. Their shares.
But is there a way to search by a stock? Because see, let's say, if I, look at your report and I decide, okay, yeah, I think Tesla is a good stock, I buy it. Now, in future, if I want to, sell Tesla, then is there a way for me to just query by the stock ticker and say, okay, is Tesla now getting, reduced by institutions, and, is it a good time to sell it now? So, is there a way to search just by the stock?
Yeah. When you get individual report, right, you will see the institutions count what their behavior is, right, and their shares behavior is. You will see it here, their trends, or whoever your guy you are following, the top hedge fund, you will see what their actions are.
Okay.
And then you can decide. Say, I believe in Renaissance, right, because he's the number one. So I always follow his strategies. I'll always look at him. Okay, this guy, what did he do in Q3 to Q4? Okay, he increased. Okay, then I follow my strategy. For example, Roku from Q2 to Q3 he reduced it. So I followed his method and I reduced mine. So it's all your belief system and who you believe and where you gain your confidence to exit. So exit strategy is a very good question. I know we discussed this multiple times in our thing. So there's 2 things I always do it for myself. One, I have my own rule book. How much % of returns I'm okay or I'm happy with it. That's number one. Am I happy at 40% returns? Period. I exit at 40%, no matter what. Or I want 100% returns. I look at 100, then I exit. So I think the exit strategy is more of a personal choice, in my opinion. You have to write your own rule book. You don't want to compare sun with moon, because they shine their own times. So, you have to make up your own strategy. Okay, I want A grade, you be happy at A grade. You don't care about what others get, B grade or A plus or whatever. So that's what I personally think, or at least I am following the same strategy when I am doing it myself. Right? Because it's pretty difficult. Anybody could accurately say, who expected it last 2 days, corona factor? Nobody, no algorithm can say it on the earth. It's a human reactions. So, hence, you have to decide, okay, what is my happiness? Where am I be happy for my $1,000 investment? Am I happy at 25%? Just exit at 25. Don't worry, even if after that it goes to 125%. You don't care, because you are happy at where you are. So that
Sairam, I have a question.
Yes.
If we want to search by stock ticker, you have all the stock tickers listed in NYSE and NASDAQ in your database?
Yeah. Right now we are not fully functional website, very honestly. Okay, we are working on it as speaking. Right now we are just providing whatever we have. We're not there yet to answer your question, but we will be there at some point of time in the future. We are working on it. Okay, we have a few IITs from India are graciously helping to build our website to be one of the top notch. But right now we are just surviving with whatever the information we have, because we are. Honestly, I didn't give too much of introduction, but to be truthful, I started this to do just for myself. Okay, very truthfully. But when I started seeing results, I thought I should share to a few of my friends and employees. Then I shared to 10 people in WhatsApp. Then it multiplied to 256 in WhatsApp. Then here. So long story short, I haven't prepared enough to make this full-blown functional yet. That's where we are taking baby steps to make it slowly the other things. So even the statistical report that I've shown you, Tesla, that is not available on the website right now. So our team is serving 24/7, to help our, people like us. They are serving right now, but we are working. So in few months, you will have a full-blown website with all the cool features you can dream of.
And I know you don't believe in day trading and stuff like that, but do you guys recommend swing trading, stock picks, something like that?
No, my friend, honestly, because I don't believe in it. Because, as I said, nobody on earth can predict what the price could be in a day. Nobody. I mean, if they have it, I have to look at their magical powers. Nobody. If that is the case, think about this. Revenson Technology, who is a mathematician in the world, is the man who solved the market. Nobody on earth has beaten him until today. Okay. He has 68% medallion returns of his funds. Yet, he invests in 3,500 stocks. Why? If he knows such a, clearly, if he can predict the price of a day or a, week, why would he have to invest in that many? He can invest in 1 or 2 or 5 and then he can relax and get $1 billion in no time. So, because there are so many factors will play in my opinion. So, it's pretty hard if you're trying to play with the day trading. I don't know if some people are successful. I salute their talent or their luck or whatever they call it. But it practically, in my opinion, it's like
I'm talking about these long-term investment, like swing trading, right? 1 or 2 months you hold and then you sell. So
that may probably work, perhaps. But my mindset is I usually don't touch generally when I buy it. Usually. If I need it badly, the funds, only to move from there to, for example, I tell you VXRT. I made a tremendous amount of profit in it. Tremendous, underlining. Tremendous. Okay. At least in hundred thousands. Okay. So I pulled it some and then I invested in NIO and GMIA. So that's where I kind of touch it in that kind of scenarios. But for example, SC is the first stock which we started when we are in WhatsApp group. Okay. So I still have SC stock from what, May 2019 till date. I still have it. Of course, I trimmed a few of them, but I still have. We bought it when it was $32, and when I advised the group, it was even 27. I bought it in little higher. But right now it went to 52. Of course, now it's 48 because of the whole market crash or whatever. But somehow I feel that little longer run. It could be 2 months or you call it 5 months. But it's up to you, my friend. You invest and then you wait for the period where you are happy with your returns. That probably is the right statement. I think you are happy at 40%. When it comes 5th day, that's fine. You are good because you got what you wanted to get.
Okay.
No regrets.
How do we subscribe to your group, Sai, the Telegram group?
Telegram group, we have this link. I think Kishore will give you. I can also share it. I don't know how to share in the current one, but I will ask Kishore to. Here is a group, right?
I think someone is already shared the group.
Oh, it's already shared? Okay, then
yes.
That's. If not, then.
There is a chat section if you can ping there.
I'm trying to see. I'm little. Where is the? Can you ping hi to me if you don't mind, so I'll know where is that.
Sai, it is already shared. You can
see that. I see that. Yeah, I think already somebody shared it. But anyway, you have that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So that's where we will be sharing that reports. But I know there is a lot more to cover. Okay, I don't know how much time we still have, but there are plenty of reports out there.
Sai Yeruva, can you please talk about more about the exit criteria? Like, so this week, right? If you see the market is going down, and so what is the strategy we need to basic as a way starters, right? What is the basic strategy we need to think about when we want to exit or when we want to enter into this market? Actually, in this kind of situation.
Yeah, very good point. Actually, see, this is what I advise to so many, or even do it for myself. Okay, one thing is use your own money. Okay, when the meaning when I say use your own money, meaning don't take me the wrong way, but don't borrow the credit card, don't borrow margin, whatever. So your own money when you buy it with the stocks that you believed in it, right? With the confidence, whatever you gain. So with that, when you get into it, you do not have to worry with the market fluctuations, because market fluctuations are only temporary. You don't have to be, panic about what is going to happen. I know last 2 days it's going down. So what? Think about it. US economy is $30 trillion economy. It has been there 100 years. It will be there 100 years. We don't have to be panic at all. So you enter, for example, if those of you who have never entered, today is the perfect day because the market went down. It's a perfect opportunity. Let's say you are already in it and you invested in some good stocks which you believed in it, whatever the research you have followed, our reports or your own or combination or whatever. So for example, SC or PDD or TCOM, LK, we have so many, right, in our examples. So LK is a very good stock, which we suggested in January 31st to everybody, okay, when it was 27. Now it's 37 or whatever. So even if it goes down a little bit, you don't have to worry because LK has potential because X number of institutions already invested. So the only thing I suggest is you need to stay back with courage and confidence and patience. And then if you have little money, add more again because market is giving you an opportunity. You are not like a short-term investor. You are willing to stay here for as much long as you can so that you can reap the harvest for a longer time. That's what I personally suggest to do it. You don't have to be panic. When the stock that you like, you bought it, let's say $25 today, and tomorrow it went down to 19 or 6 or 20. So instead of going panic or whatever, if you have money, add more because you are going to average it now. If you do not have money, don't worry because the reason why you entered into the stock. You didn't enter for fun. You have a research in place with you. You write down in your small notebook or iPad or whatever mechanism you have. Why am I buying this stock? What X institutions are there, or Renaissance technology is there, or whatever your confidence factors you have drawn before you invest. So that's it's a good habit if you can follow it. So whenever the stocks goes down, you refer to your book. Why did I enter? Because you may be buying so many or whatever. You may not remember it. So you go back your note, why did I buy Tesla? Or why did I buy DocU? Why did I buy Carvana? Or why did I buy SC? Whatever. Okay, this many institutions are there or this many, top hedge funds are there. So I'm not worried. Let it fall. I don't care. There are so many stocks I witnessed it with my own investments or some other people in the group. For example, ENPH. It went down, it went up. So, the biggest 3 things I suggest in the group. 1, patience. 2nd, confidence. 3rd is courage. If you have those 3, you will be the ultimate success or you will be the ultimate winner in the stock market. You don't need to have nothing. I have no experience whatsoever. I only have like 7 months. It doesn't matter. The experience is immaterial in our concept. You need to have those 3 things. Period.
I have one more follow-up call. One more follow-up question, Sai Yeruva. So in that case, right, what you're suggesting is averaging is a good idea. But what you suggest, like averaging of one position is better, or going to the another position is better? For example, today I brought it Microsoft like 1 week back. I brought Microsoft, but today Microsoft is going down. Instead of keeping the Microsoft, can I go to the another position, or should I average the Microsoft itself in this situation?
So here's the question. Here's my question. When you buy Microsoft, what was your confidence? Why did you even enter into the Microsoft? That's the question you asked yourself. Because you believe Microsoft will do good. So when it goes down, apparently that might be your first choice, unless you find another stock which might be surpassing Microsoft. Then I would turn my investment into other one instead of Microsoft. So that's the way I would do it. So I will immediately think in your question, where is my growth potential with the money that I have? Is it better off I do Microsoft? Because Microsoft will definitely do, although it may be a short-term fall off, but I'm sure it will do because of the leadership or the product or whatever. So you need to gain that confidence. Or if you have a confusion between Microsoft and something else, we have another algorithm we follow it called, your portfolio health check, or, cross compare between the two stocks. So we run that, Microsoft and some Visa, for example. Then we will bring back how many institutions were in Microsoft, how many were in Visa, what is the growth potential. Then you can take a decision at that point. I can even show you the live data too, if you want. Okay, I'll show you the live program. How you can do that, right? If you are interested, it won't take more than a minute. We call it UPHC by. Let's say, for example, right? You have a confusion as you brought Microsoft, and let's take an example of Visa, just for the heck of example, or one more stock, Apple, to even make it, right? So I run this report. This is, by the way, in SAS programming language, okay? If somebody is curious. So here is what the comparison I will be bringing. So Microsoft has 3,225 institutions at Q4, and Apple has 3,149, and Visa has 2,516. So who is believing more is one question you need to ask. So obviously Microsoft has more institutions are believing in it, right? Or do you want to believe this factor, or, well, I wanted to look at the price growth, YTD. Well, YTD 5.95% in Microsoft. Still this is dominating. Apple is only 2.56 YTD, right? And Visa is negative. These two are still negative. So I have two factors here to conclude Microsoft is my choice to invest right now, apparently.
Okay.
One, institutions are high, and even YTD is higher, so I would probably go with Microsoft. I mean, this is the mathematical way of concluding, unless you believe differently with Apple. But numbers will talk, right? And here it comes to here how the hedge funds behavior with respect to these three stocks. There are top 9 hedge funds, right? So hedge fund 6 believed in Apple, and here also 6. But the reason why it went up was, what was the reason? Yeah, the growth in the Apple, the 1 year growth was higher. I think that's why the sorting was, in case of a highest top, count increase taken first. Count increase taken first. Right? So that's how you look at this data and then figure it out where your confidence factor could be.
So Sai, one question here. So, I mean, I think most of the reports are focused on like which stocks to pick, but do you also study at what point to enter them? Like, okay, I want to get into Microsoft, but maybe today is not the, optimal price. Should we wait for a week, or, should we get it to a certain threshold before we enter that, or whatever, do you get it to those price range?
My friend, this is what I would honestly suggest. There is no one on the earth can say which date and time you can enter. Okay? Even the priest can do, even the God can do it. So my only suggestion is the moment you decide that stock is good, I would enter. And after the fact that you entered and the price falls, you add it. You plan the budget accordingly. Let's say you have $1,000, or you might have more, but I'm just giving an example. So you buy first $500 today, the stock that you believed, and watch tomorrow, is it going up or down? And then you average it accordingly. Otherwise, nobody can say, my friend, that I can think of, or, that, okay, in 4 days from now, the stock might be good, you can buy it. Nobody. The price variation is unbelievable. Look at today or tomorrow, in any day, it will vary like left and right. Morning will be up, afternoon will be down, afternoon will be down, or morning. So nobody can say it. My suggestion with my experience of 6 months or 7 months, where I have a good success I have seen, or even in the group many people are sharing, you enter at any given point of time. Unless like a market broken today or fallen today, that's a different story. No brainer, right? Anybody can think of it. Still think tomorrow it will fall again. Nobody knows what is tomorrow. Nobody knows what is tomorrow. You buy some tomorrow, and then if it falls again, you add again. I mean, if everyone knows exactly what is in tomorrow or 1 week, they are multi-billionaires. You think about it.
I have a question.
I'm just jumping on the same question again. So you said this is a live data, but other than YTD, so this data is going to be same for next quarter, right? Until next quarter.
Unless the new entries adds in every day. The Rishi, remember SEC latest transactions? they will be adding every day. We have every day the new reports will be coming in. So look at here, we talked about it, but again, so here we get, daily we get Rishi reports. So where we report every day what institutions have reported of what they bought. So these will be changing it.
Okay, so
Sai
these
Garu,
and look for our favorite stocks. Okay.
Sorry?
Okay, so we can go to that Rishi report and we can just look for our favorite stocks there.
You can see whatever is there. One is we have a daily, whatever the daily one. Another one is we append all the dailies one to the previous one, and that's a detailed summary. So this one will have the detailed summary from January to till date. Because December 31st Q4 ended, right? So you pick it up from January 1st. Which, if you don't have this report, you would have to wait until May 14th to get this data. That's where we have pioneered in getting this data. Is that clear? So here you can look for whatever the stock you want to see if any one of them have bought in here.
Earlier you said there was a recommendation made in January to buy a certain stock. So how did it work? Who recommended, or like, do you send a message? Or?
I'm sorry, your question again, please.
Earlier you mentioned that there was a recommendation to buy a stock in January. So how did it work?
We send it. We in the group will be sharing it. Whatever the data that we. So the reason why I said January 31st, this is what happened, my friend. January 31st, on the morning 9:30 or whatever 10 o'clock, there was unpurported report. Somebody put it in the internet for LK. LK is a Luckin coffee in China, right? Somebody said their financials was wrong and whatnot, and some messed up report. Okay. So the market reacted, not knowing who kept it, and it fell 27% or 25% on the day. So at 10:30, JP Morgan Chase bought around 20 million shares, and which was reported, and which we captured in our system, and then I reported within an hour to the entire group, stating that, my friends, okay, the report is definitely has no validity, no authenticity. Somebody put it on the internet. And people, some common people who don't know, they look at the report, they reacted, they sold it off in no time. So which JP Morgan Chase captured, and then they bought 20 million shares. Prior to that, we already have a report stating that LK, there are so many investors are investing with our report, with Rishi. So I immediately stated to everybody, I think this is a perfect opportunity, 25%.
Tiger, you said that the SEC report, we don't get it until the next day, right?
Yeah, some of the things I said, my friend. One, the same day also some institutions report under 10 days, some institutions report 45 days. So it all depends.
Okay.
No,
in this dashboard, we get it on the same
day?
The
next day, the following day. But those I captured on the day, but we are working to pull back on the same hourly basis. We are working right now as speaking. So that will be done probably very soon.
And then on these recommendations, any plans of adding the analysis of earnings report and other factors, because those are also very important factors, right?
No, we don't believe in it. As I said before, I only wanted to solve two things: which stock to buy, why to buy. We believe in the institutions and let the institutions do their due diligence of balancing and earnings and whatnot. We don't want to do that work. That's job delegated to the institutions.
So the messages go only through Telegram application, right? You had to have a Telegram application and you had to get the update through that only, right?
Yeah, I mean the recommendations, usually I'm trying to give one a day, but all the information is already there in the web. It's up to you how you want to consume it, right? You have a SEC Rishi report is there every day. People go there and log in and check it out early in the morning around 5 to 5:30. Our team will report. We'll update the reports and they will post it in the Telegram group. Hey, all the reports were uploaded. So you go there and then you can pick it up and then take it from there. So from the Rishi standpoint, I wanted to also mention that our team will also put statistic in today, right? Today we have this many stocks reported. They always give the statistical summary also there without you even being asking it. So you don't have to even ask anybody. You come, whichever stock you like, you go check it out, what their behavior, what their situation is. Okay? Unless there are like thousands of stocks reported on a Rishi, then we may not be able to do it. But otherwise, a reasonable size, our team always puts their statistical analysis report also here. Previously, when this is not available, team used to ask, okay, can I get this report? Can I get that report? But here, one more thing here, you see here by the symbol summary, we'll also say this is the latest one, right? From January to till February, as of today. So if you look at it, LK, there were 13 institutions reporting, that they have a transaction. So if you go to, let's close some of them. Okay, for example, right, LUCKIN. If you see here, right, you see this many institutions have reacted to the LK. No kidding, right? And then see how many of them status is, most of them are increased, are newly bought. Not most, all of them. So what does this indicate to us, my friends? You think about it. So all are in February 15th of February, January, whatnot. That's why we recommended LK is undoubtedly a good one. Right? And we bought on January 31st, even my account, I couldn't, so I added in my wife account, $27 LK on the day, January 31st. You can go back and check. I know many people took an advantage on the day, and right now it's, I don't know, 37 or whatever is the price, 38, whatever. So it's almost $10. We try to capture whatever is the possible scenarios, and then we try to, inform to the group. And we also ask, see, there are so many reports, my friends, in this dashboard or in our website. So what we are doing, we are asking is in our group volunteers, okay, if you pick something that you report back to the group. Because one person going through all these reports and then, taking a decision may not be possible, may be possible, but when you divide and conquer, I think all of us will be benefited. One person has to take the responsibility. So we ask in our group, hey, can you pick the finance sector? Can you find out in Rishi report what's happening? Or can somebody go to, a healthcare sector, figure it out? There are so many reports here in a daily reports. If you look at it, there are 12 reports are there, right? So here you have a different kinds, all institutes consistently, all quarter shares increased. Here we have 1 year percentage, 5 year returns. So if you go to the rock solid reports, all these reports must have positive YTD and 1 year and 1 5 years. Period. All must be positive. Period. YTD can be negative because of the year is only like two months ago, but otherwise YTD 1 year and 5 years will be positive all the time. So these are the stocks you may probably want to pay attention. Why? What is happening? Why YTD is 131%, 39%, 35%? It's only like 2 months. So what is this stock doing? CELH, Celsius Holdings, and the year beginning price was $4.75. Right now $6.44, which means it's increased to $1.69, which is 35.58%. So what is this AEY? Advantage Technologies Group. Why it went up 131%? It was $2.40 in the year beginning. Now it is $5.55. So sky is the limit. When I said it, I'm not kidding. There's a lot of data sitting out there in a plain English. It's up to one individual who has time to go there. Believe it or not, I picked a lot of stocks from here, EHTH, Roku, SC, and so many, and I've been seeing a significant outcome. I'm not bragging or I'm not trying to say it, but otherwise I would have never known those stocks. How would I know 7,000 stocks which one is good? Where would I invest? That is the whole strategy we are trying to solve here. Here we come and pick, okay, where is my confidence? Well, there are 14 institutions, but still the stock has delivered already 131%. Do I have confidence to invest? It's up to you. And this one, 121 institutions are there, which is SLP, simulations plus INC. Okay, and there are 4 hedge funds into it. It's a plain English. You can understand all the columns. There's no rocket science.
Sai Yeruva, so daily, which report you suggest to watch out? Like, so every day.
Yeah, I would personally look at this one. Okay, and the 12 reports, all institutes consistently, all shares quarters increased, because this is like all 5 years considered. So I'm pretty safe. Okay, this is one way of looking at it. And in the Rishi stocks, I would always look at it. You know, every day what's happening on this one, and who newly bought, and why they bought it. When they buy newly bought, there should be some reason behind it. And then I take this one, for example, ZCMD, and they bought 86 million shares. And what was the reason? I go my due diligence. I pull the complete report, right? Here also we'll have an institutional count if they have it, right? For example,
we can report the individual report. Like for example, if you take the same example, right? So we go to the Rishi report, and from there, if you want to extract the entire report,
you can get it. Yeah, that's where we said here, right? If you hear SCT, whatever the one that we have seen, right? Here, you have this full report. Whatever the data we have, right?
Mm.
So there's a lot of information, all you have to do is, you take this diagram and then go through it real quick, and then it shows you the path where the data is, and you follow in the website, you'll find exactly the same way. There's a lot of information. And I told you this individual reports, right? Where Renaissance Technology, the #1 guy who has multi-billion dollars. So if you want to get there, I go to here, Q4, and then here top 9 hedge funds, here top 9 individual. Here is the guy, Renaissance Technology. Sky is the limit. Okay. If you go here and then study what he is trying to do here, what are the stocks he newly bought, and then here you come here, and then shares change percentage. Okay, sorry. Hold on. Okay. So what are the shares he increased it? Right? Shares percentage. For example, you look at here, VLO. He increased 21,720% share. He has 5,088 in Q3. He increased it to 1.1 million. So this is my favorite guy. This I always pay attention to Renaissance Technology. This individual report. You can see all what he bought in his entire history. Right? Whatever the way you want to search it. Here, here you can go here and say increased one. Okay, what are the stocks he increased it? Tesla, you see here, he has 671,000 in Q3. In Q4, he increased it to 3.9 million. No kidding. 487% he increased it. And this guy, you go back and read about there is a book for him called A Man Who Solved the Market. You may want to underline this and see if you have time to read the book. I bought it, I haven't read yet, but that was a wonderful book that you may want to read to get, to know about him more. He's an extraordinary mathematician. No one until today has beaten his strategies. No one. He's a multi-billionaire. Okay, so you may want to study about him. You can read about him and see what he newly bought. So he bought newly Amazon. See, he doesn't have in Q3. So he has newly bought. That's where we define the newly bought. And he has, Stryker Corporation. This is a medical company. He doesn't have in Q3. So when he doesn't have in Q3, when he has in Q4, that means he is seeing some value in it, as simple as mathematical conclusion. So he is seeing some value. He meaning his team, not him, but his whole team. So you may want to see where you will gain your confidence. And see, one of your favorite stock is here or not. Let's say you have some stock in your mind. He bought Kroger. So you can come and see he has almost doubled his shares in Kroger. He has 4.4 million in Q3. Now he has 9 million. And just so you know, Kroger was also bought by Berkshire Hathaway or Warren Buffett, sir. So I told to the group, hey, look, by Warren Buffett are bought and our hedge hero. We call him hedge hero. Renaissance Technology increased his shares 100%. So I suggested to the group, you can blindly buy it.
I have a question now. I think it was raised previously as well. Now you enter into the market and you buy a stock, and by the time we see that the stock was dropped by these guys, won't it be too late? Because we'll see after a quarter that they dropped the stock, right? And we follow, by the time we follow them, it might be too late, right?
Probably not. I mean, you may be lagged by little time. For example, even look at Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, sir, when he enters, he never touches the stocks. So in that matter, how does it matter? I mean, they won't tell you on the same day they are buying. Otherwise, you and I are billionaires too. So of course there is a lag. There will be a lag, undoubtedly. But still, that's where you are looking for consistency. Remember last 8 quarters who have been consistently increasing or who are not changing. That's the strategies we are applying. I mean, I will still blindly buy it. I mean, it doesn't matter even if it goes a little bit up and down or whatever. But still, I know the fact that Warren Buffett, sir, is in it. And when he is in it, he won't touch it for years. Right? So that's where I gain the confidence. That's okay. You may be, this is Q4 data, but I'm buying, after a month and a half or 2.5 months, but I'm still fine.
So I got just a time check. It is like 11 p.m. So if you want, you can do a follow-up tomorrow or Saturday, because I know tomorrow is a working day for many. So.
I know. If I know it's already 12, but we can always. I love to talk to you know me, so I always love to talk and explain things, and I'm happy to share just like you.
Yeah.
So if you want one more session, we can do it every Thursday, for some more weeks, to get them fully understand, or they have questions and whatnot.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
I know you are recording this session too, so I'm sure we can share this to other people or them again or whatever. I mean, we can follow up another session, and we can one more session if many people wants it. I'm always up there, so any day, any time, literally.
Yeah, I know about your passion, Saigar.
Yeah, I'm like you. Wants to contribute something, That's fun and pleasure we get it. But thank you, Kishore. You are very, very, genuine and very humbly doing a lot of good work for the community. I salute for your passion, and I know you have 2 sessions today. You're still in the session, and then I mean, more than you, I should be thankful to your family, who's bearing you in doing all this.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure a lot of defying from kids and wife and all good stuff. But still, I know we have to give back. There is no question about it. This is our opportunity to help others, to let them grow as well. All right, so let's wait for the next one. Whenever you want, or the group of people wants it, we can have another session.
Good on Saturday, I believe.
Sorry?
I prefer on Saturdays.
I mean, that's fine. A couple of hours, so Saturday doesn't matter. So if Kishore sir can pull the population, I can do it any day, literally.
Yeah, sure, Saigar. If you are free, we'll plan for Saturday, so we won't have any time issues on Saturday.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. We can do it around 9ish p.m. so that family will settle down, and then we can have our fun here.
I think, Saigar, weekly once, at least if you have this kind of session, right, as an starters, it will be more education and informative for us, actually.
Absolutely, we can do that. Earlier we kept the permanent time like 9 o'clock at Thursdays. We have done it, so we can continue that. To get you all up to speed, because there's a lot of wealthy information, my friends, in this reports. It's the matter of time who can spend and extract and invest it. It's going to be very, very useful. Not that I'm bragging, which I honestly don't mind, but it's wealthy information is out there. Truly.
No, it's making sense, Tiger, because whatever you just 1 hour, right? Whatever the reports you're showing, when we are correlating with the past, when we are investing those things, right? It's making much sense actually. So it will be more. If you give more sessions, right, for us, it will be more helpful for us to understand better and better.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you, and let's coordinate with Mr. Kishore, and then kindly, I know he's coordinating for us. So he is graciously setting up for all of the sessions. So let's go ahead and plan. If you can plan this Saturday, let's do it. If not, then next Thursday. I mean, up to you guys. I'm okay for both of them. Saturday would be good for me too. So let's do it Saturday if you want to.
Yeah, it is free to sign up on Thinksabio. Yeah, you don't need to pay anything. You can somebody post it. Yeah.
Yeah, that way you'll have a lot of access to the reports and all. So once you review, you'll have more questions. I think we can take it from there again.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Everyone, if you have any questions, we can take it up. I know everyone has to go. I know we have work tomorrow. So let's take it up again in the next session. Okay. Thank you all, and nice talking to you all. It's very good, informative, questions and knowledge sharing. And once again,
it was
thanks.
a wonderful session, Sai Yeruva. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sai Yeruva.
Yeah, one word, Sai Yeruva, simply superb analysis. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. I'm also, I was wondering always why I didn't know all this when I am young. I'm already 45. I wish I had known this when I was 21, 22. We would have been multi-millionaire by now, undoubtedly. Anyway,
Yeah,
but that's why I encourage you guys, tell to your, I'm teaching to my daughter who is 9-year-old, okay, my son and my daughter. So I encourage you to teach to your kids or to your younger population. Let them take advantage when they are young. They can invest only $100. That's still fine, but they need to start at younger age. I'm telling you very truthfully. This is very useful when they start at younger age because they have a lot of time to grow their portfolio values. So it's very advantageous when you start it early. So please advise to people, they can start it. That's the best advice we can give it. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you all.
Bye, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.